Hi everyone. I want to share with you why it's really important to use outlines. When I was writing essays, I would write them cold, which would mean off the top of my head, and what would happen is I would not write as well as I should have. And that's because I was writing about a subject I had no idea what it was about. By writing this outline first, what it's asking you to really do is find evidence. It's really about learning about the data. And once you start reading about what Valencia College is doing or what Orange County is doing with sustainability practices, then you start learning about the subject, and in copying and pasting the data, you can start critically thinking about what you want to write about and how. So I've discovered two goals that the county has in mind, and I found that out by my research, and I started dropping in the information. Data that comes from this website or Valencia College would be the title of the website that you would put at the end of the quote. So in this case it would be Orange County Government, Florida, because that's what that is. If I decided to get something from Orlando Sentinel, it would be the author's last name and page number, and that would be, let me see if I can find it, that would be Spear, and that would be 1B. So I would put that here, Spear 1B. Okay? So after I've got all my data, and it's sandwiched between these sentences that tell me what the point is supposed to be about. And they have to match. So if this is about zero waste, this all has to match. So that when I'm about to write the paper, I have a starting point and an end point for that paragraph. And it prevents me from rambling on, right? And then this is a completely different topic, and I want to make sure that this topic is also matching. Now, with an essay this short, this might not be as important, but in longer essays, you really are going to want to make sure that everything is in order. And the structure of the outline allows you to create that order of what is first and what is second and what is third and what is fourth and what is fifth and what is sixth. And it all matches. And we want to keep it simple. So this would be, you know, a complete sentence on this point, and this would be a complete sentence on the same point. Okay? And everything is documented right away so that there's no reason to forget where you got the data from. So the moment you copy and paste it, you just document it right away. A couple other features about this is notice that I'm removing all of the words and headings and things like that. I want to make it purely my words. And attention getters are very interesting. You could do a story. You could do a series of questions. You could describe a scene like a landfill or a classroom learning about environmental education. There's many different tactics on this. Stories, descriptions, and series of questions are good ones. The thesis would be why Valencia College or Orange County is so amazing based on their ingenuities, right? You don't need to repeat these main idea points in your thesis statement. That's already going to be noted right before the thesis, so there's no reason to repeat. So I'm using the word ingenuities instead of writing out zero waste and renewable energy for a second time. I could right-click, what I'm doing here is right-clicking the word, and I could look up synonyms for different words. Like maybe I don't want to use, maybe I want initiatives. Or maybe not initiatives, maybe I want something different like proposals. Okay, I could go back if I want to look at that word again. And once I find it, I could insert that instead. Notice too that you can change the language between French and Spanish, and it's also giving you parts of speech if you are a student who does not have English as your first language. So that this source is also a really cool way to help you write topic sentences and thesis statements using better vocabulary. And finally, at the end, you might want to have a different attention getter at the end. And maybe this case I do a story instead of a series of questions. And I could repeat a similar sentence structure as I did in the intro, but I could also write the antithesis, which is the opposite. If Orange County did not do these initiatives, what would be the result? So this one ends with feel good, positive vibes. This one ends with more negative cynicism. Both are effective. Maybe you decide to use this sentence structure at the beginning and a more positive statement at the end. You could be positive for both or negative for both. However you choose to do it, these are two different ways to write the thesis. But formulaically, it's kind of helpful to kind of see it laid out like this, where the word proposals is an umbrella word for both of these things. Okay, when you're writing longer papers, you might have 7 of these, and you won't be able to write them all in the thesis statement then. So we need ways to write in a more general sense for the thesis statement. Given these bits of information, this word covers it all. Okay, I hope that really helps you with thesis statements, structure, why we're doing what we're doing, how the outline is really going to help you make some kind of semblance of all of this data. And I hope you learn a lot as you're doing the research on what our school and our county is doing with sustainability efforts. Thanks so much for watching.